Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of War of Tank. Today, when I lock in, something awesome came up. They finally finished working on the 9.0 update and released it to all the client side. And from what I read about this new update is that they actually use some 3D mappings on the real tank, so it makes the tanks more realistic, such as this wing that you can see right around here. They try on this update, they're trying to make the tank as realistic as possible, and it seems they're doing an amazing job. Aside from that, you get a brand new garage. I believe this might be one of those premium garage that you purchase, but I am not too sure exactly what a regular garage looks like. And also there are some changes to the tank, such as this one, the Panzer IV. They actually add on side plates of this little tank, and as far as I can see, the graphic on it is very crystal clear, I guess, if you could put it in this sense. And everything that I saw so far, they look pretty good. They have a lot more detail to the tank, and they leaning more towards the HD side. And apparently, from what I heard about this patch, they also renew and redoing all of the map to make it more high definitions. So, without further ado, let's try this thing out. And I guess I will use my favorite tank again, the IS-3 from Soviet Russia. Now let's get the game going. Oh, it seems that there's not much people playing at this time. There's only 71 players in the current. It took about 30 minutes for me to actually download all the update, and when I actually tried to log in earlier today, I could not because they said the server was down. And fortunately, after 20 seconds of wait, we are able to get into the game. So let's see. Wow, they actually did a lot of improvement on this thing. As you can see, all the light that's bouncing on it and the HD texture. And apparently, from what I read from the update, that all this track that you see right here, this little wheel, would actually move individually in depending on whatever you're moving on. And yes, after the update, all your mod that you've been using before will be disabled. So I guess we would just have to be patient and wait for those guys to update everything that they did. So let's get this started. Oh, I'm actually really excited. I want to see the new update. I want to see how this whole thing works. So first, I think I'm gonna go check out what it looks like on my suspension when I go downhill. It looks like everything's pretty much the same as graphic. Now let's see the track. Doesn't look like as much has changed. I guess we just have to. Wow, look at the water right here, guys. It's amazing. We've done. Okay, so the track doesn't look much of a different. And this view right here is a zoom in view. You could easily by pressing shift on your keyboard, and or you could just roll your mouse pad in and out. Depends whichever way that you like. So as yesterday when I started, these guys are the heavies, and these guys are the mids. And you have destroyers over there. I don't think we have any spotted today. So it's up to, I guess, the medium to spot. And don't get limited by what tanks that you use. You could always spot for your teammate. And as soon as you spot another person, and if your teammate shoot them, you also get an experience for it. Oh. This guy in front of me just got his track shot off, so let me see if I can go around him. Let's see if I can get a lucky shot out those guys. Oh, I see a guy. Nope. Now, that's why I put an extra thing. You see my track is destroyed. If I press 5 right here, or 6, I'm sorry, and 5, I could get my track immediately fixed up. So I could back right up to the safe spot. So everybody's trying to stay right here, so I guess it's time to push. So me and this team 34 from USA is gonna push down to this hill and see if we could reach up this hill while these guys in the back covering us. Oh, there you go. Oh, no penetration for this guy. Looks like today is not his lucky day. It's quite hard when you're going against 4 heavies, or my correction, 3 heavies. And the little guys over there, that's Super Persian. Apparently they have some really thick front plate armors. I actually go against them a couple times before with my IS-3, and I try to penetrate them by shooting them turrets. And the result is no penetration. Oh, there goes the artillery. Also, as you can see, the artillery guys are always a square. And if you get shot by them, if you don't get shot by the vital part, you were lucky. If so, you get shot, you will lose a lot of health by these guys. But however, every time when they shoot, they had to wait about 30 seconds to shoot it again. So there he goes. Down he goes. Thank you so much, buddy. You have saved my life. Okay, so how this game does is that you could either destroy every enemy that's on the opposed team, or you could go to this flag place where you could go to their flag, actually, I'm sorry. And all you have to do is stand inside of this little, I don't know if you can see it, this little white circle right here. For about, I would say it depends how many people you have in the circle. Sometimes it takes about, I guess, a minute. Sometimes it takes about, 30 seconds if you have 2 or 3 more players. Oh, don't forget about this guy over here. Nope. Apparently, he missed. So 3 of us just raped that little dude right there. And unfortunately, that little guy was AFK, so good for us, I guess, in that sense. Now I guess it's a time for 3 of us to go up there and kill the tigers that was trying to shoot at us. And I am sorry to bring that up. The graphic on this new update is absolutely amazing. And the sound of it is more realistic on the explosion. And as you can see, the light actually bounces off the armor to make it all realistic, I guess, if we put in this end. Now, you see this guy, he's capturing it. So, if we have more tanks on the capturing side, it would take us less time to be able to capture it. And once this capture point reaches 100, we win the game. Even though, let's say, if only you and your buddy left from 12 tanks. And if you guys capture, no matter how many tanks that they have on that side or how many they destroy, we will still win. It's like the old capture the flag game from Call of Duty or any other first-person move shooting games that you have. As far as I can see, this new update looks really good. And the explosion on this thing is just absolutely awesome. They made it so awesome. And thank you so much for War Tank to bringing us the new update. And there we go. We won this game. Now, after you win the game, oh, even this part got updated. That is amazing. They put a little winning caption. I guess captions of it. Easy for you to go look at. Instead of back in the day, it's just a blank bottom. And they actually enlarge all this text, so it makes it easier for you to read. So I guess that is another plus. So after you win the game, you get this little window that tells you victory, how much money you make, and how much experience you have. And this 1800 experience, it goes to the tank of IS-3 in this sense. And also, if I could bring this up, if you click on detail report, when you look at the side, okay, this side of it is actually what happened when you purchase a premium, so the VIP, some people call it, and instead of getting 1200 experience point from that game, you get 1800 because of the premiums account give you extra 50% of your experience and your cash, the in-game cash. And also, the free experience I was trying to explain on the other video, which is this little guy right here, it will count 90 points. Doing the math, I would say about, I don't know, around 3%, 3 to 4% of your total experience that actually go to your free experience that's shared by everybody. But however, if you use one of these premium tank, which is what they call it, the money tank, without checking this box, all your experience will actually go to all your crewmen, and then apparently they would actually level up, I guess, more faster that way. Or what you could do is uncheck this thing, and you will still receive the experience. But however, since you will actually a tank just by itself that could not go any further, your experience are actually stuck in this tank. And what you could do, for instance, let's say if this tank I have 3000 experience, all I have to do is click on this little button, and then it would tell you every one goes is equal to every 25 experience that you have for this tank. So for instance, let's say, like I said, if this tanks have about 100 experience, you will probably pay around 4 goals. If you have 1000 experience, you will probably pay 40 goals. So that is also a good way to get your free experience by purchasing one of this money or premium tanks, what they call it. But I suggest the best is to let these guys make your money, and just forget about the experience. You can make your own experience by playing all the tanks that you have. So most of the time, when we research all my tank. For example, actually I left this part out yesterday when I recorded that video. On this tanks, for example, I have already researched everything, and everything is complete. I already purchased it, researched it, and everything. You will actually get a little tiny window that pops out right in the middle, and also it gives you this little selection right here. All you have to do is check it, and all your crew will get all of the experience get put into them. So what had happened is that their perk will level up faster, and as you can see, because I actually, let me see how many battles I have with this guy. 338 battles I won with this guy. So I have around 2 different perks, and I believe you could get up about 5 perk to 6 perk per every crewman, and everyone have their different perks. So by the time when you actually get them all, you will be pretty OP. But however, the way that this game set up is that they match all your perk and I guess all your win-lose ratio and your accuracy to match around to the people that's more fit to your status. So it makes it more or less a fair game for everybody. So let's get another game on this thing, and since we already won the IS3, as you can see, the 2 times experience is already taking off, because every day when you log on, every new day you log on, you get a 2 times experience on the first victory battles. So let's say, for example, if you get 2 times experience and you lose a battle, you still get to keep your 2 times experience till whenever you get a winning battle, and the amount of cash, the in-game cash, and the in-game experience will multiply itself by two. So, alright, I guess let's take this premium tanks that I have out for a battle. And yes, we still have a really little of players that's online right now. I guess it's still early for the fellow tanker to be online to shoot at each other in this sense. And but however, even though with 100 people, we still don't have to win more than a minute to get in the game. And wow, look at this guy. You see all those wear that's on the turrets? That's what they're talking about 9.0. So everything else, it looks about the same, I would say. But it's just with a bit of enhanced to make the thing looks more of used, I guess, in this sense that I put it. So it gives a little bit more realistic on the tanks. And as you can see, you have about like a 30 seconds load time. So at this time you could actually type into this little chat right here to talk to your teammate, to tell them exactly where you want them to go or what do you want them to do to help. And on this map, I usually go to the left side of the map. I'm sorry, I got it all mixed up between my left and right. Alright, so this tank, it takes around 13.34 seconds to reload a shell, but however this gun is actually really powerful. If you get a penetration, you will get about ranging between 250 to 400 damage for one shot. So, and since it takes forever to load a gun, you want to make every shot count. So when you shoot at people, you really want to make sure that you can penetrate them. So let's say, since we are on a life game, I can't really just stop the other player and say, hey, stop, and so I can show the people how to penetrate them. So let's say, take my buddy for example, if you shoot them in the back, anywhere that you shoot in the back of this tank is gonna penetrate them, because the back armor is one of the weakest in World Tank, because it's not just decided by the game. I had to correct myself from the things I said yesterday regarding to the design of the game. It's not how they design the game, it's actually how it works on every tank. Every tank's rear armors is always weaker than any armors that's surrounding them. Side armors ranging from medium, and then the front actually had the heaviest armor. That apply on most of the tank, not all of it, because it's one tank that was here, it's named the Churchill, I believe. That tank, it actually have a heavier side armor than the front armor. But however, even though it says the side armor is heavier than the front is still really hard to penetrate.